The Crimson Signal. Last transmission. The year was 2493. Humanity had long spread its roots beyond Earth. Colonies on Europa, terraformed stations orbiting Kepler 186f, and even a mining belt thriving in the Scorvian expanse. But for all its expansion, one thing remained unchanged: fear of the unknown. In a quiet sector near the edge of known space, there was a listening post, Station Orion's Watch, drifting in silence among the frozen asteroids of the Telmari Belt. It was manned by a skeletal crew of 7, its purpose simple yet vital: to intercept signals, whether from rogue fleets, wayward transmissions, or something stranger. Lieutenant Kara Solon was the station's senior communications officer. Her shift began at 0200 ship time, just when the void outside looked especially still, like the universe itself held its breath. That night, something changed. Kara was sipping synthetic coffee, reviewing low-frequency pings from passing merchant ships, when her console flashed blood red. Incoming transmission. Class: unknown. Signal origin: deep void. Beyond charted territory. Frequency: 0.00073 Hz. Encryption: non-human. Kara stared. For a moment, she thought it was a drill. But this wasn't protocol. The encryption signature was unlike anything the system had logged before, and it pulsed. Like a heartbeat. She leaned forward and played it. It wasn't a voice. It wasn't even sound. It was a sensation, like someone whispering directly into her spine. The console screen shimmered with a crimson hue, casting long shadows across the room. Suddenly, every system aboard the station slowed. Lights dimmed. Air filters paused. The station's AI flickered. And then the signal said one word. In a language Kara had never heard, but somehow understood. Awaken. They called an emergency briefing. Commander Roth, always the skeptic, dismissed it as a natural anomaly. Radio ghosts. Gravity lensing. Probably an echo from a long-dead civilization. But Dr. Riva Olin, the station's xenolinguist, disagreed. "No," she whispered, playing a slowed-down version of the pulse. "It's repeating every 88 seconds, like a code. Not a warning. An invitation." "To what?" asked Chief ENG Martez, arms crossed. Riva looked up. Her voice was barely audible. "To come closer." Against protocol, they aligned the telescopes toward the signal's origin. What they saw changed everything. There, in the deepest part of space, where stars gave way to shadows, was a crimson beacon. A rotating structure the size of a moon, half buried in cosmic dust. It emitted no heat, no mass readings. Just the pulse. They sent a probe. It vanished within minutes. No debris. No signal return. Just silence. Then the beacon pulsed brighter. And changed direction, aiming directly at them. The next night, Kara woke in a cold sweat. She dreamed of fire. Not flames, crimson light flooding her body, her thoughts. She saw Earth burning, but not with war. With awakening. Like something ancient beneath the surface had stirred. In the mirror, she noticed her pupils were tinted red. She wasn't the only one. Riva began hearing whispers. Roth saw ghostly shapes in the dark. Martez locked himself in engineering, refusing to let anyone in. Something was spreading. Not a virus. Not radiation. Understanding. Then came the second signal. This time, it played across every system. Screens melted into red patterns. Alarms screamed. Doors unlocked. Gravity reversed for 12 full seconds. And in the core of the station, where the AI interface lived, the walls began to bleed. Actual, red liquid, dripping from steel. Kara ran diagnostics. No life forms aboard except the crew. No environmental breach. Yet every sensor insisted the station was alive. And it was listening. That night, Kara made a choice. She took a shuttle against Roth's orders and headed toward the source. As she crossed the boundary between known space and the beacon's reach, time warped. Her HUD showed impossible coordinates. Outside the cockpit, stars blinked out like dying fireflies. And then she arrived. Not in space, but in a void filled with color and sound, like a symphony of thought. The beacon was no machine. It was a mind, sleeping for eons, waiting for someone to listen. And through Kara it spoke. Back on Orion's watch, the crew watched as her shuttle disappeared. They tried to call her. Nothing returned, until exactly 88 seconds later. The station's main screen lit up. Kara stood there, but her eyes glowed like twin suns. Her voice echoed with 1,000 layers. I have seen the origin of stars. The breath before creation. The crimson signal is not a warning. It is a door. And it has opened. Behind her, something vast moved. And then, all the stars went out.